The case Roe v. Wade is known because, in 1973, the country's Supreme Court recognized the right of citizens to terminate a pregnancy, that this decision is the individual citizen's decision, not the government's decision. Roe defended that the freedom mentioned in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution must protect the citizen and their rights, and have privacy as individuals. There were only a few factors for an abortion to be legal, and that was that the woman was a few weeks pregnant after the case ended. The Constitution should protect abortion as one more freedom of the country's citizens, since it counts as a personal decision and bodily autonomy. But sadly, in June 2022, the United States Supreme Court decided to stop protecting the right to abortion, ruling that there is no constitutional right to abortion, as if it were not a human right. This was a historic event, almost 50 years after the Dobbs v. Women's Health Organization. The fundamental right is annulled. Courts do not consider fetuses persons. It is argued that the use of the word person in the Constitution does not include the unborn. This caused a disagreement between Catholic organizations. The court treats unborn children as potential life, thus preventing the organizations from determining otherwise. Legal experts do not approve of Roe. It is criticized by Supreme Court justices, and they define it as practically impossible to defend, from a selfish point of view. Most of the judges are men. Roe v. Wade is currently recognized as a necessary law for social policy. It is known that a large percentage of the population is in favor of abortion. For this reason, they want Roe to be untouchable. The sad thing about the situation is that after the service of Donald Trump, who was presumed against abortion, many religious people mobilized to launch the process against Roe. Mainly two new judges who entered the meeting won the Trump presidency. Roe v. Wade, if it is annulled, thousands of lives will be endangered in clandestine clinics, in addition to the fact that the lives of many women will be ruined because no one defended their rights. Abortion is sometimes the only solution in risky situations, such as a pregnancy of a girl who suffered sexual abuse. Abortion is a surgical procedure, which is performed between 5 and 10 minutes. It is quick and low risk in professional hands. First, they examine the patient for health, apply medicines such as anesthesia, and they use a small thin tube to suction the matter inside of the uterus. That is the surgical way. The recommended way before 5 weeks is a controlled medication in a single dose. After both procedures, they only give the patients pain pills. Women seek abortion, for common reasons, the main one being that having a baby is a great responsibility that will follow you all your life, plus it is very expensive. Many women are aware that they will not be able to give a quality of life to that fetus in their womb and decide not to bring a baby into the world with an overpopulation that will come to suffer. Which is to be aware and responsible, because there is already the option to plan your life freely, or that is how it should be. In addition, many women decide to abort when their lives are in danger due to their health. Abort the result of a violation. Another scenario is that they already have many children and live in poverty. You must have planning and responsibility. Many other women decide to have children due to social pressure, and that often causes trauma in the children because the women who had them were not mentally prepared. Many need to go to a psychiatrist, and not all are good mothers. Many women it has no sensitivity. They are the women who abandon and mistreat their children. A baby should not be brought into the world if it is not desired. Roe v. Wade was a step forward in the past and now is a setback in the law and women's rights. It is an offense to civil rights, once again, to decide on the body of others. And it is not only men who now have an opinion. the government is once again getting involved in defending conservative positions, but many of them also based on religion. The government should be very separate from religious ideologies. Respect is deserved by everyone if those same beliefs do not affect others. It is not possible to put one's life perspective on others. For common people, it is a harm, the fact of the prohibition of abortion. It is taking away a right and freedom. In this country that boasts of giving us those rights and freedom. Abortion should be legal. No one has the right to make decisions about women's bodies except the women themselves. Sexist thought is in a society that feels with the right to decide on other people's bodies. More specifically that of the female gender. To begin with, abortions must be legal. Mainly for emergencies, an example is rape victims. Many women are raped in the street by a stranger or inside their homes by a relative. Girls and women are victims. And you have every right not to want a child with the person who violated you. Pregnancy is a lot of trauma for a woman. It is changing her life and her body, and even if she gave it up for adoption, it is not fair to carry it on her conscience. And worse the case if it is a girl who suffers it. Not only are they forcing a girl to take care of a girl, but also the trauma that her small underdeveloped body changes and her life is in danger. There are many risks in pregnancy. It is so simple. Motherhood will be desired or it will not be. No man or religion has the right to express an opinion, much less a government that boasts of freedom like the United States.